Good morning, my darling dreamers. Welcome to Throne Talks. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Nilsa, and this reading's for entertainment purposes only. I do offer private readings, link in bio. I have to start with a vision I had for some of you. I saw somebody, and no, I did not see the gender, so it could be for anybody, trying to open the top of a jar, and you were like just struggling, and you're like, okay, well, maybe if I turn it upside down and smack it and put air pressure, it'll do it, you know? Maybe if I use a tool, it'll do it. And you keep trying to open this jar, and you're just like, I am not strong enough, and your wrist is hurting, your forearms are hurting. You don't want to mess up your nails either, so maybe it could be a woman. And you step away for a minute. Just step away. You take a breath. You're like, you know what? Let me shake it off. Shake it off, right? You go stir the pasta. You come back, and you're just like, all right, jar. All right, it's just me and you. And then you just try one more time, and just, boop, it comes off this time. What was different? Why couldn't you open it when you were trying to force it? Why couldn't you open it when you were giving it all of your strength and even trying to use tools and tricks, and it wasn't aligning for you to open it? And you're like, how? I don't understand why sometimes things work out with all of your strength, and then sometimes it takes no effort for the same exact thing. And I kind of feel like you've all have done this if you cook. It's happened to probably every one of you. And I feel like it's almost like those pressure cookers where the lid is about to pop. You know, they say I'm about to pop my top. My lid's about to pop off, I'm hearing. Interesting. So that will be relevant for some of you regarding the lid popping off in the pressure cooker. It could just be what's going on with, like society as well. Like that pressure cooker is just, we were all inside the pot, and then like the steam is like, get me out of here. And it could be us. The light workers that were previously, awakened before all the chaos and anarchy in the earth having a literal tower moment. The Washington Monument was literally struck by lightning. It looked exactly like Mother Tower Card. Exactly like it. People have videos, pictures, everything. You can't make this shit up. So we're all just sitting here laughing like, baby, grab some popcorn. The show is just getting started. So anyway, I feel like now that I'm kind of seeing the bigger picture, maybe we, like the awakened ones, the chosen ones, have tried to help, tried to awaken, tried to guide others. They say you can lead a horse to water, you can't make it drink. I can drink though. And it's like we tried everything. We've tried divination, we've tried chants, we've tried meditation, collective meditations, we've tried light language, everything. I mean, eventually it worked, right? But it was like, step away for a second, attend to the 3D world, which was us going to stir the pasta, and then come back and try again, just for the hell of it. And now it's like, boom! Now people are like, oh wait, we're a little bit more powerful than they told us. Yes. Wait a minute. Humans are like highly intelligent beings, and when they told you you're not using, all of your brain, it's because they were poisoning part of your brain. So I'm not going to get into that. I know a lot of people, some are like, oh, conspiracy theories, and then as they slowly like unravel, you won't get apologies from people. You won't get apologies or people saying, oh my god, so and so was right, and wow, I guess crazier things have happened. They'll just be like, yeah, that's crazy, that won't happen. Oh yeah, crazier things have happened. That's that tunnel vision. That's people thinking small, like the ceilings of potential with our abilities. There's a reason why there's so many sci-fi movies with higher entities from other like dimensions and galaxies, I should say, more like galaxies. And what do they have in the movie? What's one of like their like gifts? And like when you see body snatch, oh, my lipstick's in my pocket. When you see like body snatchers and pod people and whatever, what's the main thing? Collective consciousness. They can all just talk to each other, right? And there is like one large group, you know who you are, where we can all tap into each other's higher self. Here is a good example. I know I don't talk about this a lot because, you know, it sounds crazy, but it's real. Do you ever watch The Witcher? This is a spoiler alert. If you haven't watched the ending of The Witcher, change the channel, swipe along. I feel like a stormtrooper. Move along. At the end of The Witcher, I forgot her name because I didn't like her too much. That witch lady. She had a weird Alessandra or something. No, she had a weird name. The one that used to have the hunchback. It's like totally escaping me. It's been that long since I watched it. I tell you what I do remember. She puts out an SOS to all of the other, you know, other psychics, witches, whatever you want to call them. You know, like I think it was like warning them or calling them in and waking them. Like we're going to war. This is a spiritual war. You know, like everybody come together, come through. And I mean, I did something like that. I was like, listen, if you're a divine feminine that needs to be part of my journey, or I need to be part of your journey to influence it or help awaken your gifts, you need to find me. Come find me now. And then so little by little, so many people started pouring in that are supposed to be on the same path of alignment. And they all said, I don't even remember how I found you. I feel like I found you by accident, but this is crazy. It's supposed to be there. And eventually I said, it was just 717. Eventually I said, it wasn't an accident. I called you in. If you're on the same frequency, the same vibe, you know, the same tribe. I don't want to use the word army, but you know, the same spiritual army, because a lot of people, I'm not saying I'm not a pacifist, but last resort. And I will say this over and over. You hear me say this. There's a reason angels are depicted wearing armor and swords. Why would they have weapons if they're not going to war, baby? And the Bible talks about the sword is the sword of truth, right? The words. So, and you know, they say the pen is mightier than the sword, but the funny thing is they're the same. They are connected. And I feel like a lot of people coming in, speaking their truth. Now, I feel like this is important as well. And I'll probably have to do 2 readings because this is almost out of time. People, like a lot of us were not being heard because there was a lot of phony ponies that were just like, I have nothing going on. I feel different, but I don't actually have any gifts. But I want attention for being different because I feel like the odd duck out or whatever their reasons. And they see other people, you know, making money with divination. For those of you who don't know what that means, that's like just cards and just sending messages. And so they're like, I could do that. I'll go, you know, buy a little deck and be like, here's some pictures, give me my money. But there's a difference between a card translator and a psychic. I've said this a million times. And I hope if you feel like, well, I just translate cards, I hope you're not offended when I call you phony pony. It just happens to rhyme. But a true like psychic can channel messages from the back of a cereal box, like in that movie Lady in the Water. That little kid's sitting there reading the cereal box, and he's like, "This is gonna happen. This is gonna." I've read a fortune of somebody had a picture of a necklace that had a little monkey and other things on it, and I had a message for them. I was doing this for some of my friends, getting all these messages off book titles. Like you pull them out almost like this frequency of alignment. It's like this channel, you tune in. That's why they call it channeling. You're tuning in and then you can hear it, right? Same thing with mediums. You're on the same frequency, the same channel as the transcended. And then with once you do like a lot of your healing, you clear out your pineal gland, all of that, there's a reason why some highly evolved, and I will say healers and psychics, not just regular people that are like, I was abducted by aliens. No, this is people that can get clear communication. They can write in light language. They can speak light language, like Shauna from A Better Healing. There's a few more that are rising up because her videos and her speaking in them, well, it's not really her, but you know, her being a vessel to share these messages is igniting the dormant, latent gifts in a lot of other people. That's also a superpower. I know. I should start wearing a cape. Just kidding. No, I'm not. I said this to my friend Emily yesterday. She's like, get out of my head. She's like, how did you know this? And I said, I'm a super psychic. It's like regular psychic, except with a cape. Oh, okay, I gotta stop that. It's like ego talking. But I was just trying to be funny. It's true, it's funny. What was I saying? Okay, so my point is like Shauna and others that can speak with the different beings from different galaxies, and they've been trying to get to us as well. But like when our pineal gland has been like calcified, and it's almost like somebody changing the channel, manipulation, changing the channel, so the frequency couldn't get in. So a lot of people that they go on raw food diets and all this other stuff, which I should totally be on. Maybe one day when I have kids or something, I'll be disciplined. When this happens, messages can now get through like a clear channel. It's almost like, think of that. Do you guys remember that show Under the Dome? A lot of people are under the dome mentally. And once the dome is lifted, now like the birds can fly high, birds can come in. Messages can go up, frequencies can come in, right? So those people have an open channel. So if somebody says like, hey, you know, I got this message or channeling from, I don't even know what they're called, Arcturians, no, Lemurians. If they've been channeling correct messages before and have other gifts as well, believe them. If it's just somebody out of nowhere saying, I was abducted by aliens, but they've never had any gifts or any kind of proof to show that they've been an open channel, then you can be like, So you can be selective. But the problem is, same thing in that arena. The phony ponies who just want attention or are traumatized from childhood and then refragment it in their mind to be an alien abduction when they were just probably, unfortunately, sexually abused or whatever as a child. Those people, their false stories ruin it. I would say ruin it, but it taints the credibility of those that actually are communicating with higher beings from other galaxies that are trying to help our planet, because a lot of people think, well, no, we would get like invaded, and even if they would try to come in and help, I have reason to believe people higher up in the matrix would imply that we are under attack and that they are here for war and to destroy us. No, the war is here. The war is already on Earth with them. They are trying, a lot of them have been trying to warn us about this war. And what I'm trying to say is right now, don't believe it. If this ever comes into fruition sooner, within my lifetime, which it feels like it will, when they say like, oh, the aliens are these other entities, like they're just hallucinations and they're here to destroy us. Don't listen. We have to fight back and we have to block them and this and that. The war's already here, guys. So they're coming to help us and remind you who you are. And the ones you have to believe are the ones that have been listening this whole time. Okay? The ones that have been open channels. Because at the end of the day, like this one race, this human race, we are all in this together. And we are stronger together. And they know that. That's why they do this divide and conquer. Thank you for coming to my Throne Talk. I love you 3000.